One, and today we're going to be going over a little tier list of what I think the ratings for all the game passes in Pet Sim 99 should be. Just a little disclaimer, these are all my opinion, and you're welcome to disagree, but as far as I can tell from my experience, these are how the each game pass individually should be rated. So starting out with VIP, it's not bad, but it's not good. The benefits aren't the best. The dime zones, pretty buns, I can't lie. So I'm gonna slam that into the C tier. It's not the worst, but it's just if you have limited money, it's not worth it whatsoever. Next is the 15 eggs open. Now, this really depends on how you AFK and grind. I don't think it's the best by any means, especially because you can get up eggs pretty easily, and with eggs mastery, I mean, you can nearly get 15 eggs extra. So, if you're if you're running Huge Hunter though, and like lucky or ultra lucky, I could see it going up to A, but I'm gonna put it kind of towards the top of B. Next, auto tapper, straight to D tier. It used to be good, but after it's been nerfed, it's just not nearly as good anymore, and it's just not worth using it at this point. Next is super drops, and that's gonna go straight into S tier. I mean, you can get upwards of tens of thousands of drops per night if you AFK. And all these drops are by far the best way to grind diamonds. You can sell all these stuff you get from overnight. You can sell that in the marketplace, and that's how a lot of people are making most of their diamonds. It's not directly farming for diamonds, but getting drops and then selling it. So this is by far one of the best, if not the best, game passes you can buy. So that's why it's going straight into the S tier. Next is daycare slots. Now, this isn't bad, but once again, it's just not good at all. It's not worth it. The daycare voucher slots are only like 40,000 gems at the moment, so they're pretty cheap, and you can buy a lot of them pretty easily. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you can get a lot of gems from using the daycare a lot, but with limited Robux, taking that in consideration, it's just not worth paying the money for when it's honestly really easy to get daycare slots already. Next is magic eggs, and I'm gonna slam that into B tier. If you're going once again for huge hunters, this could be really, really good, especially if you pull a gold or rainbow huge. But on its own, it's not something to really focus on, because with hatching mastery, it's super easy to get pretty high up pretty quick, and with that you already get the ability to hatch rainbow and golden pets. So I mean, you already have that option, and it's just, you already have that free to play, and unless you just have the money for it, I don't think it's that worth to buy this game pass at all. Next is double stars. Now, this one, I think the front of C tier is where it should go. To be honest, AFKing overnight, it's really easy to get all of your stars and level up already. I mean, it's nice to get up, especially with hype eggs coming out soon. I mean, getting up quickly, especially on alts, is nice, but I mean, there's no point buying this pass and a bunch of alts to level them up. It's not bad, but I mean, you're just progressing quicker, which is good with levels, and you can unlock more enchants to run. But once you level up, I mean, it's useless once your rank is already max. You have this Game Pass does nothing for you, so I'd say it's probably not very worth it. Once again, unless you have the money to spend on that. Next is Lucky, which I'm gonna put in the front of B tier. It's pretty good. Nothing insane, but it's not insanely expensive by any means. If you have some leftover Robux, that's definitely something you could buy. Um, Especially with pulling some very high, like rainbow Meebos right now, are really, really expensive. So when updates drop, if you can get up quickly and get some pretty rare pets before any other people, yeah, this could be worth a lot. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Auto farm is going straight to S. Now it has been nerfed over time, so you don't make nearly as much loot. But if you are just opening eggs and you have the huge hunter pass and you pair it with super drops, this is a pretty insane combo. Um, it's so nice to be able to open to try and get huges with the huge hunter pass and have auto farm going. You'll never have to worry about running out of money or anything. It's just so worth it in my opinion. Next is Huge Hunter, and obviously this just got a buff, and I'm gonna put in A tier because pairing auto farm, Huge Hunter, and super drops is really, really good. You'll progress insanely quickly. It is extremely expensive, unfortunately, but for what it does, it's quite worth it. I mean, after the buff, I've hatched a couple huges, and a lot of people are complaining, but I mean, these people are farming or hatching eggs for, I don't know, 3 days maybe, and you can't expect to hatch a huge pet a day. That's just not realistic. That's not how the game's ever been. That's not how it's going to be. I mean, you could, I think a realistic expectation would maybe be one a week, which sounds bad, but one, maybe two a week, that's a lot. That fills up quite quickly. And otherwise, I mean, it just caused more inflation. The game wouldn't really get that much better. So I think it's very fair the way it is right now. The buff was certainly needed, but for what it is, I think it's A tier. Next is a plus 15 pets equipped, and this is gonna go into S tier. This is a super helpful, super helpful game pass for anyone. You don't have to pair any other game passes with it. This by itself is an extremely good game pass. I think it's probably better than Auto Farm for the average player. It's decently cheap, and having your goal should be to get to 99 pets as fast as possible. That's something you want to focus on, because yes, huge pets are good, but it's so hard to get a lot of them or close to a full team of them. Um, and you're just going to be wasting time trying to do that if you don't get pets. And the more pets you have, the more overpowered you are, the more drops, the more dimes you make, and it'll just speed up that process in the long run of getting a lot of huges or titanics, whatever you're going for. It'll make it a lot quicker, so it's definitely worth that money. And lastly, Ultra Lucky, I think I'm gonna put into A tier. Yeah, obviously it's better than Lucky. It's a pretty good enchant. It really, really helps out with hatching some of the rare pets. So those question mark pets, those you'll get quite a few running Ultra Lucky, and it kind of gets that process of after something like an update, you're able to get the best pets from the next egg pretty quickly. I mean, it's nothing insane, but I mean, it's better than probably anything below it. Yeah, and it just is. It's helpful, but everything else ahead of it, I'd say, is way, way, way more important. Especially the S tier. These three make the game so much easier and so much better to do. Um, and yeah, I mean, I don't think I've missed any other game passes, if I'm not mistaken. If I did, please let me know. But uh, also let me know your opinions. I mean, this is all my opinion, and it also is subject to change based on nerfs. There's constant shadow nerfs going on, so this is bound to change. To be honest, week by week, depending on how updates go. But as of this day, this is kind of how the standings are. I mean, you could probably switch a couple things around, but this is in general a good guide to what you should get if you have the money to spend. And by no means do you need that any money to spend, but I mean, these up here, these three will make you progress a lot quicker than most, basically all free to play players. So let me know what you guys think, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.